answer to every problem is found in a person. And God sometimes will raise up a person, give them an answer to another place's problem, and then take that person to a place where God has made him an answer so that he can turn some things around in a certain territory. I hope you are with me tonight. So how is according to the John Maxwell Bible, I like reading some of his commentary, prayer is what initializes a burden. And when we receive a burden from the Lord, it allows us to take ownership of the need that is in our present day and hour. If you don't have a burden, a lot of times you don't have a reason to live. Are you hearing me? Because a lack of burden is a lack of purpose. A lack of purpose means purposelessness. And a person that has no purpose has no reason to live. That's the reason why they go into movie theaters and shoot anybody they want to, because they have no self-worth. So without a burden, you don't have a purpose. Are you hearing me? So prayer initializes a burden. Prayer insists also that we quiet our hearts and wait and slow down enough to receive from God the words that he has to give to us, so that he can download the vision to us, so that we can make change on our jobs, in our home, in our marriages, in the birthing place, everywhere we go. Are you hearing me now? So why, get this, why is it that some people, once God tries to give them vision to do something about the destruction of the enemy, how come people never reach their destiny? And I want to dig into maybe some of the top 3 reasons why people never step outside and really fulfill their purpose in God's army. I need you to understand that everybody that is under the sound of my voice, you were created with a divine design. You did not come off an assembly line. No. You were intricately, fearfully, and wonderfully made. That means that you've got something to offer this world that nobody else has to offer. And there are some cages that the enemy will try to lock us in, because he never wants you to find your own weirdness. Because the moment you find your own weirdness and you start realizing that this is what brings me value. And see, one of the worst lives you can ever live is when you're trying to live a life of what everybody else wants instead of what everybody else needs. You are an answer to a problem. You are an answer to somebody's trouble. But if you reject your true identity, you are forfeiting the destiny that God has for your life, and you will spend your life playing church instead of having church. I don't want to play church. I really want to have church. Are y'all with me tonight? So here's one of the number 1 reasons. Day in and day out, the reason why some of us never reach our destiny, and we never do anything about the destruction that is in our life, or we never start on the foundation of becoming who God called us to be, is number 1, we get stuck in routine. We get stuck in the same old everyday routine. I'm about to mess some things up here in just a moment. Just bear with me. We are creatures of habit. How do you know that? Most of us sit on the same pew every Sunday morning, on the same seat every Sunday morning. We are creatures of habit. We are people that sometimes love our traditions more than we love a moving word of God. So you got to understand that this God that I serve is a well that has no end. It is a river that keeps moving. It is impossible to step in the same place in one river the same. You can never do it again. And see, God is always on the move. But sometimes when I find so-called Christians and so-called children of God, I don't see a living well on the inside of them. I see us sometimes stuck in the systems of tradition, stuck in the systems of religion, and then we become bored with our faith. And the moment you become bored, boredom is the root of all sin. Because when you don't have anything to pursue, the only thing that seems popular is nothing but the pleasures of sin. But if you really had a real vision in your life, bored, sin will creep in. Boredom is the doorway to all sin, man. Holy Ghost, I wonder how many of us, we have guardian angels. I believe that because I fear the Lord. But I wonder if angels get bored with us. I wonder if they literally get bored. You want me to tell you why they get bored? Because they know our schedule. We do the same thing every day, day in and day out. We just ordinary Christians going to an ordinary church, doing our ordinary thing. We clock in on Sunday morning, we clock out on Sunday morning, and we feel like that we have fulfilled our God design. We feel like we fulfilled our God. I'm about to preach up in here. We feel like we have fulfilled our God assignment, but I'm here to tell somebody today that you got to break out of your religion. God's about to interrupt your ordinary with an extraordinary opportunity, and you better seize the lifetime of the opportunity before it passes you by. Give somebody a high five and say, I'm going to get what's mine. I'm going to get what's mine, man. I'm going to get what's mine. I don't like the norm. Y'all got to help me here. I ain't even getting started yet, but I don't like the norm. See, there's one thing about godly people. Either you're going to fit in or you're going to stand out. If I fit in, then I'm just a normal Christian. If I fit in, I'm like everybody else. But the God that created me, He created something in me that should call me to stand out instead of fit in. I've got my own weirdness, and I want to reach my destiny. So I'm not going to allow I'm not going to allow my life to be filled with boredom. You know what I told the Lord? I said, God, I'm sick of the ordinary. You know what He told me? He said, do something out of the ordinary. He said, mix some things up. He said, bake a cake for somebody. Throw a seed at somebody. Start a journal. Do something different. Some of us, we so programmed to do the same old thing that if Jesus was to really come to your house, we would be ashamed of the apathy that lives there. But God sent me here to tell somebody, you better shake up the norm. If you want the divine design that God has in you, you better change the wineskin. So look at your neighbor, give him a high five and say, you better change something up in here. You gotta change something. You gotta change something. You gotta change something. And so Nehemiah was used to going in the presence of God, doing the same thing